Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am very excited for today's video because my new Shroud and Battybean Hallo Bean palette is finally here and I am very excited to try this. So I ordered this the day it launched and it actually came at the end of last week while I was out of town, but now I'm home and I finally have a chance to play with this and I am very excited. So I'm gonna do some swatches, a couple looks, and see how it compares to their first collaboration. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a soft spot for indie makeup and colorful makeup. And I have new content every week, so I'd love to have you subscribe. Okay, so like I said, this is the Hallo Bean palette. This did sell out the day of. I don't think it's been restocked yet, but I do believe they are planning on restocking it this month since it is a Halloween themed palette. So I'll have all of the details of price and restock date and everything down below. This is the outer carton. Looks very similar to the last one. I love the first palette, the It's Frickin' Bats palette, so I'm very excited for this. So if you do have the It's Frickin' Bats palette, they are the same size. This is just a little more vibrant looking packaging. And then when you open it up, you get a nice mirror and then these beautiful tones. So I did already swatch this shade because I had to, but I am very, very excited to actually swatch them and to try them out. I think I'll do two looks, like one on each eye, but we'll see. I am a little short on time today, so it really depends. I'm a little behind on filming because last week was my birthday week and we were on vacation all week, and then this week it's been kind of recovery. So getting back into it, and then my migraines and chronic pain and stuff were a little worse this week. Yesterday I was just in bed all day, so slowly getting back. I will do this video today, and then I want to film with the new Fenty Cosmetica Bard palette probably tomorrow, and then I want to film like my September favorites and fails video, all of that. And then I have the new Pat McGrath, the new Lethal, those are on their way. Actually, the Pat McGrath, the big one, was supposed to be here on Monday. Today is Friday, but UPS lost it, so now that's not going to be here until like the 13th or the 14th. And today is the 7th, so another week. And then the little 5-pan palettes, I did order those and those should be here maybe Monday. So that'll probably be going up before the big palette review. So I do know that they restocked the It's Frickin' Bats palette at the same time, and I don't know if that sold out as well, but like I said, I'll have everything in my description box as always, and timestamps and all of that. But when you hold them up together, they're both very cute. This is definitely more a regular use kind of color story for me. I love these kind of blue tones, and this Sam shade is a really beautiful sagey color, but this crypt color is like a go-to neutral for me. So I feel like this could end up, like these shades could end up being go-tos for me. Okay, so I went ahead and took my watch off. I'm gonna do swatches on my arm. There's probably other videos of swatches out there, but I do wanna see what they look like to me. And on my skin tone, I do have an olive undertone, so that can make some shadows look a little different on me. So, no primer, nothing on my arm. I just took my watch off, so I have a little bit of a mark from the band. I did just get a new watch band, and it's a little smaller, so it's still breaking it in. So the first shade, I'm just gonna go across. So the first shade is Ghastly, which feels like a normal Shroud matte, and it is a nice deep indigo, it's a nice deep blue, but like a really cool tone, like gray purple blue. Looks really nice. If you've never tried Shroud Cosmetics, their mattes do feel a little drier. Like a lot of people think creamier equals better, and I think creamy versus dry are definitely descriptions to use when talking about an eyeshadow, but I don't think that dry is necessarily bad. They do feel a little dry to the touch, but they don't feel dry on your eyes. They blend really nicely, so like I don't mind. But because people tend to be like, oh, this is a really creamy matte, so therefore it is good, this is a dry matte, therefore it's bad, because there's that like false dichotomy, I do like to point that out. So the next shade is Afterlife. Very creamy and really beautiful. It's like copper. I see a little bit of maybe a green in there. It's really pretty. And then Crypt is this really nice mustardy tone. I like that a lot. That is very pigmented. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Okay, so the next shade is Woodsboro, which feels just as creamy. They have very smooth and creamy metallics. Its Showtime is a really nice green, very bright. And then Black Flame is the multi-chrome and the one that I've already swatched, and it is so pretty. You can see here it looks purple, but if I look at it, I see green, gold, and red. It's really unique. I have other shades that are like black, red, something multi-chromes, but I don't have any that are quite like this tone. Let me see if I can capture that. So if I put the mirror up here, you can kind of see some of that. The light reflecting off it is making it look a little green right there. So there's definitely like green, gold, purple, red. It's so pretty. That's a really nice bright orange. A little bit of like gold in it. It's a really pretty green. Yeah, it's just looking purple on camera, but then when I look at it, I see black, green, some red. It's really, really pretty. And then the last three are Losers Club, Ghoulish, very soft, and Wicked. So Wicked looks like a black here, but it's like a really dark green, which I find really interesting. I think Battybean did a really great job with this. That is a beautiful like burnt orange. And that's like an iridescent green. So it looks white, but there's like a green shift to it. And then that's like a really dark, almost black green. Okay, I think this looks beautiful, so I'm gonna go wash my arm off so I don't get this everywhere, and I will be right back. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is two looks. On this eye, I think I'm gonna do the greens and maybe the Black Flame as like a contrasting shimmer, and then I'm gonna use the more warm tones on the other eye just so I can get a sense of all of the, or a bunch of the shades. So I do wanna say my voice might sound a little off today. I've been a little congested all week. I have taken COVID tests and everything is negative, thankfully, but between traveling and being out in clubs yelling over loud music and then coming home to a bunch of smoke and like smoky air, especially when you have asthma, has not been my friend. So I've been a little raspy the last few days. So I already primed with my Urban Decay eye primer, and I'm gonna go into the It's Showtime shade on my right side, and I'm gonna put that in my crease. So this is just a Sigma blending brush, and I'm just going to stamp this in my crease. Okay, definitely showing up, not overly pigmented to start. I film in front of our windows, and there's a busy road, one of the main roads in Seattle right here, and so there's often weird sounds. So I'm just tapping off the excess, and I'm just gonna go back in. It's a really nice green shade. It's kind of grassy and kind of limey at the same time. I'm actually gonna try a different brush. That one I use for blending a lot, but not necessarily putting pigment down. So I'm gonna grab this other one and see. Yeah, that's better. Sometimes it's not the shadow, sometimes it's your brush. And then I'm just gonna blend that out a little. Okay, and then I'm gonna take this really small brush and I'm gonna pick up Wicked. There's some kick up in the pan, which I don't mind, but I know some people do, so I like to point it out. And I'm just gonna tap that out here. And that is really, really nicely pigmented. I don't have a shade like this in any other palette that's like green, but this deep of a green. So I'm just gonna kind of create a wing shape right here and then start blending it into my crease a little bit. And I'm just adding a little bit more of the brighter green right here, and then using that to blend the two together. Okay, so those blended together really beautifully. I expected them to, and I really like that. Okay, and then I often use glitter glue, but because I'm doing two different looks and I don't know if I'll wear these all day, I'm just going to go in with a brush, and I'm gonna pick up Black Flame on a Rougher 21. This is my favorite brush for shimmers of any kind. And I'm just gonna picks up very, very well. And I'm just going to tap that on and then start spreading it around a little bit. It picked up a lot, so I don't want a lot of fallout. I like immediately trying to blend it in. So if you kind of press it into your skin and then start spreading it around, you're gonna get less fallout that way. And I think you could use this shimmer with any of the mattes in the palette, especially with Ghastly. I think that would look really nice. That looks really pretty. It's pulling mostly purple, but then as the light hits it, you see some of the red and the greeny gold and stuff in there too. It looks really cool. Really nice shadow for a really dramatic, like, smoky eye. And then I'm gonna take a pencil brush and I'm gonna pick up the shade Ghoulish. And I'm gonna put that on the inner corner. And I'm gonna blend it up and under. And I easily could have done that all over the lid, especially if I would have used glitter glue to make it pop and done an all green look, but yeah, I can definitely tell my allergies are bad right now because of the smoke and everything, because normally putting on makeup doesn't bother my eyes, but I can feel like a tickle. And then I'm just gonna take a different pencil brush and pick up a little bit of the dark green and connect everything over here. If you're new here, I like to take the dark shadow underneath so that it connects the upper and lower lash line, and then the highlight shade underneath a little bit to connect everything there. And then a little bit of the bright green to kind of blend it out. Okay, I really like that. I might need to fix the edge right here a little bit with concealer, but that's not a big deal. So since I'm short on time, I'm just gonna go straight into the other eye, and then I'll finish with mascara and stuff at the end. So on the other eye, I'm just grabbing a fluffy brush. This one's from Refer instead of Sigma, and I'm gonna pick up Crypt. Picks it very nicely. And I'm gonna run that through my crease on this side. That's really pretty. This is the kind of shade I wear every day. It looks a little like kind of mustardy in the pan, but it's on my skin tone. It's pulling a little more like caramel brown. But I love both of those tones, so I really like this. And I'm gonna run that on the lower lash line as well, just using a little shader brush. Okay, so I really like the general shape I'm getting so far. And if you're someone who struggles with getting the right shape on the outer part, one thing you can do is, what I'm gonna do is take the slightly darker shade that you want in your crease, pick it up on a shader, and you start on the lower lash line. So start a little bit here and kind of blend up, and then you have your wing-like shape, and then you can start putting some here and blending in. So I'm gonna grab a small blending brush, pick up a little bit more Loser's Club, and do that. So instead of just tapping here and blending out, it kind of gives you a shape to work with. I like that this is very much a Halloween palette, but it does have a couple of these more neutral tones that you can wear every day without it being like too dramatic or too over the top. Okay, so I really like that orange. And then just to make sure everything blends together nicely and I fix that amount of pigment on the end, I'm just gonna take the same brush I started with and go back over everything. And then I'm gonna take a little bit more of the Wicked shade on a tiny brush, and I'm just gonna put it right here, just kind of acting as a black, add a little bit more smoke. I'm just kind of running it on my lash line. I don't want to blend it out too much. If you're scared of a dark color like black or this really dark green, that's what I suggest. Instead of like doing a really smoky look like this, I suggest just taking a little bit and running it on the lash line, and it acts as kind of like a wing liner without doing a real. And then on another Refer 21, I'm gonna pick up the shade Afterlife. Really pretty. I'm gonna put that on the majority of my lid. That's really pretty. I really like that. I have a little bit of fallout from this one because I didn't press it in as well as I did this one, but that should be pretty easy to clean. Yeah, that cleaned off right away. And then I'm gonna take Woodsboro, the really bright orange, and I'm gonna put that underneath my eye a little bit and then in my inner corner. That's so bright. I really like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go off camera and I'm gonna use a little concealer to clean up the edges, add mascara and stuff, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I just tidied up the edges with concealer, added my Pat McGrath mascara, and I love both of these. I will say once I was in the bathroom where I have my concealer and my mascara and stuff, seeing this in that lighting, this copper shade really shines. It was really beautiful. It was almost as bright as this orange. And the multichrome Black Flame looked so interesting in that lighting. And I think it would look really interesting outside or like at a bar or something. Cause like from here to here, you could just see the purple red shift. And then there's a very strong like green to black over here. So it blended into the green mattes and it looked really cool. So I can't wait to wear this out. I think it'll look cool in person. So I really like both these looks. I think the quality was the quality I expect from Shroud. I have the It's for Combats palette. I do still want the Arcana palette. It's really pretty. And then I have their Moonfall collection, the mattes and the shimmers from that, and I love those. So if you were interested in this, I think it's the same great quality. I think Battybean did an amazing job, and I think both Shroud and Battybean should be very, very proud of their collaborations. They've done an amazing job with both of these. So I'm really happy that I finally got this and finally got a chance to play with it. I will keep playing with it throughout the month of October, and at the end of the month, give you more thoughts. And I know this has been out for a little bit. Mine was delivered a week ago, but I was out of town. So let me know in the comments if you picked it up, what your thoughts are, if you've already tried it, or if you're planning on with it when it restocks soon. Let me know what look you like more, what you think of them. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.